All right, hey Millennium community. That was terrible. All right, let's try that again. Let's go backwards. Let's start again. Hey everybody in the Millennium community, which is what I was actually just trying to say before. Today is Tuesday. It's 12:30 ish, and it's Time Out Tuesday. And today is the 69th episode that we're coming to you live. So I'm going to get started. And what I was thinking about this morning when I was going over what I wanted to do during the Time Out Tuesday episode was a drill that we actually did yesterday. We do it with a fair degree of frequency with our children's karate program. We call it either kata critique or something like that. And basically the way the drill works is pretty simple. We get the kids in fairly small groups, maybe 4 or 5 kids in a group at the most, and we let them arrange their groups by themselves. And it's actually not by age, it's not by rank. We actually like it to be pretty mixed up. It's what we refer to as a community drill. So we really want kids that are not necessarily always working together, and we don't want it to necessarily be a function of age or rank. And basically the goal of the drill is fairly simple. It's called, like I said, kata critique. And what we want them to do is get with their group, find some space out on the mat, and what we want them to do is perform one of their requirement components. So it could be one of their katas or forms, it could be something from their self-defense, or one of the drills that we do that is part of their testing requirements for their upcoming rank. And we want them to perform that in front of their peers. And then after they're done, they stay standing in front of their peers, and they ask their peers to evaluate them. And, we encourage them to find something positive before they give them necessarily constructive criticism about what they need to work on. But, sometimes there is some constructive criticism. Sometimes there's nothing but positive feedback. We really want them to, be flexible and free to, say whatever they feel they saw. And as we're doing this drill, the instructors are walking around the floor, observing, making sure that things are going swimmingly. And I'll tell you, my observation from yesterday was really just quite astounding. As I'm walking around the floor and I'm listening to kids that range in age from 6 up to 12 years old, communicating with one another, telling them things that they can work on to improve, things that they did very nicely, the language that was coming out of their mouths was so detailed, and in many cases I felt like I was walking past one of our instructors giving criticism, because the language that the children were using was in fact really the same language that was told to them by instructors. And the level of detail that they were observing and helping each other with was really quite astounding. And, it caused me to just give some thought to the fact that, you don't realize necessarily how much you really know when you're doing something on a day-to-day basis. And a long time ago in one of the earlier episodes of Time Out Tuesday, I actually spoke about this, and I discussed it in the context of, adults. They always say it's a good idea to do your resume on a fairly regular basis because it kind of reminds you of all the things that you know how to do and that you've worked on in the last couple of years since your last resume update. And it's a great way of kind of keeping things in perspective. I think this drill is another great way of keeping things in perspective. I think it reminds the kids how much they really know, because on a day-to-day basis, they come to class 3, 4, 5 times a week. They're definitely learning and progressing every single day, but it's very hard for them to measure, and to a large extent it's probably even hard for their parents to measure. But then when you hear them discussing and critiquing students and helping them to improve and working together, not only helping them to improve, but also accepting of the criticism from others, these are just terrific skills. I was really impressed by it, so I figured it would be a great topic for today's conversation on episode 69 of Time Out Tuesday. And that's really it. I just wanted to mention so that it's a great idea to kind of take stock of what you know periodically. It does help to keep things in perspective. So I encourage everybody to do it. And that's really it for today. So I hope everyone's having a really fantastic day. I'm going to get ready for classes right now, start planning my curriculum for the day and for the rest of the week. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Peace.